Okay, welcome to the Karen Mitches podcast.
Hey, thank you, Karen Mitches.
Today we have Hannah Veldhoen.
That's me.
How's it going?
Okay, I'll be honest. This is my bad side. So, not off to a great start. If you've seen me on any other podcast, I famously made James Cummins rearrange his entire room so I could be sitting the other way.
So, are you okay right now?
You know what? I have to get over it.
Have you, when you watch it, when you watch yourself on camera, do you think it's, objectively a worse side?
It is objectively a worse side. My jaw's broken on this side. So, you can see it's, overgrown. The viewer at home can see. This side is normal.
That's the cute side.
This is my cute side, is my left side. And me and Monica Gross, my podcast partner, we have opposite good sides. So we will be friends forever. Because every single picture, we just automatically go to our correct side. And I've said on that podcast, if someone has the same good side as me, I'm like, I guess we're not friends anymore. That sucks.
I think I think my sides look different, but it's sort of I like the top of one side and the bottom of the other side.
Oh, what top do you like?
I'd have to have a two-sided mirror to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. If you don't know off the top of your head, then it's not. This is something I think about 40 times a day. This is I think actually I don't know if it's next week. I have a CT scan to potentially get surgery on my jaw on this side of my face. And even they were like, this isn't really necessary, and I'm like, but it is for my mental health. But I need to sleep at night. So yeah, it is. I'm obsessed with it. And everyone's like, it's not that bad. I'm like, it's so to me, it's all I can see when I look at myself.
I think it's a very personal thing, and if it makes you feel better. I made my dentist file down some of my teeth so my jaw was just just the way it feels needed to be symmetrical for me.
I think your mouth in general is such a vulnerable part of people's face, and then or faces, and then when you have because I have Invisalign right now, and so I'm gonna get the filing done when that's done, but then I'm also hopefully getting this jaw surgery, and I might have to have braces again. And I'm I honestly don't even care. I'm even if you were it's gonna be they keep on me it's gonna be really tough recovery. I'm I don't care. I want it all, because I think it's just I don't know, it's such a focal point of your whole being, right? It's what people look at. So if there's shit going on, I don't know, I feel a lot of people have issues with their mouth. Yeah. Did you just get the filing done, or did you get braces too?
No, just the filing.
Have you never had braces?
Lucky that I didn't need braces.
Yeah, you really don't need them.
Yeah.
Wow, jealous.
Yeah, they're going to shift now that I'm old. I can see it starting to happen.
Oh.
But just in an elderly way.
Yes, that's true.
I'm gonna need braces at 60, but
that
I think
that
everyone
is
at
correct.
60 has a weird.
Yeah, you either have the retainer, or you need braces.
Yeah.
No, yeah. If you look at old people's mouths, you're brutal.
That's a mess in there.
Yeah, it's a real mess. Go on.
Sorry. When they do the jaw surgery, will you be able to talk?
I don't think so for a little bit, but I think the not even being able to talk, or having my jaw wired shut, I'm pretty sure that's pretty short.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll say a couple weeks max, but then having the braces and recovery could be, I don't know how long, months, a year, we'll see. But yeah, not being able to talk, I think, is a pretty short amount of time. And I'm a massage therapist, so I don't need to talk really. I mean, I do for comedy, but for making money outside of comedy, I can just show up with a whiteboard and be hey, hey, I'm Hannah, I'm gonna touch you today.
I feel I'm neurotic a lot about shit, so I think that would undo me mentally, than not being able to talk.
Really?
Yeah. I find having anything on me or touching me, I just get wigged out really easily.
Oh, having your mouth wired shut.
Yeah.
You know what freaks me out is you're not allowed to puke, because if you puke, you die.
Oh my god.
That's what freaks me out, because you could like drown in your own vomit, I guess.
Don't do it.
I'm ready, honestly. But what a good looking corpse I'd be, right? So that's really my main goal. No, I want everyone, like the whole world has tried to talk me out of this, and I'm like, couldn't be more ready.
Yeah.
Even the surgeons are like, so this is just aesthetic? I'm like, 100%. Yes, that's how vain I am.
How did you break your jaw?
We don't know, actually. So that's what the CT scan is for this coming week. The world does not know. That's an unsolved mystery. But I have had a fucked up jaw for years now, and then I finally started like pushing to be like, why is my jaw fucked up? Like, tell me anything. And then they did one basic x-ray, and they're like, it looks like it was broken at some point. And I'm like, that's psycho. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That I didn't know my jaw was broken, and it just healed incorrectly, and now there's all these issues with it. And then so now they're going to do kind of like a more intense scan. And so most likely it was broken at some point, but maybe they're like, it could be something else. Like, we're just going to really see what's going on there. And then that will be kind of answered. But like the actual break, my mom thinks I used to like walk with my hands in my pockets a lot. And one time I tripped and like smashed my face off the sidewalk. And she's like, you probably broke your jaw then, because we did take you to a dentist.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you're fine. But it was also like a dentist in Oshawa. So like, truly like can't say enough bad things about them. Like, truly garbage people. Like, as my mom famously said, like, I keep saying famously, but because I will talk about this stuff in my comedy sometimes, but when I was like, I broke my jaw, like, how, like, why didn't you take me to a doctor? And she's like, we took you to the best dentist in Oshawa. I was like, and look where that got us. Like, who even is that, Mom?
Did you live your whole life in Oshawa?
Most of it. I grew up there, and then I started living around like Durham region, so like Ajax, Pickering, but that was when I was like maybe 25. And then when I was 26, 27, I lived in Toronto, and then I moved to Amsterdam, and then I moved to Sydney, then Barcelona, then Vegas, then COVID hit, so then I moved back to Oshawa, and then I moved back to Toronto.
So you were in Vegas when COVID
Yeah.
hit?
Yeah. I know people ask me about that all the time. They're like, how was that? I'm like, as insane as you would think. It was funny because like when we were there, it was very much like the COVID experience that everyone had. Like, it was just like the only thing left at the grocery store where we were was like tortillas and like, you know, just like a potato. Like, everything else was gone. But I remember for some reason they did not want the tortillas. Like, there was a lot of tortillas at our grocery store, and everything was closed. So yeah, we were just like ordering Uber Eats and like watching TV like everyone else. And then we like in March or April, I guess, I moved back to Canada because we're like, okay, I guess this is lasting. And like so soon after I moved back, Vegas like opened back up.
Oh shit.
They were the first to open in COVID, and they never closed again. Like, because they were like, we're losing money, so we're open. But it was like so funny because I had people like my hairdresser, like club promoters were messaging me still because they didn't know I had moved, and they're like, hey, like, if you need VIP to the club tonight, let me know. And we're like in full lockdown for years still in Canada. But yeah, just like getting those messages on my phone, I'm like, what is going on in Vegas? But it like made the news.
Yeah.
Like, their choice to just be like, nah.
Well, yeah, I guess like frontline workers for them is like the people keeping their economy
Yeah,
going.
exactly. Essential workers is the person dealing you in a poker. The person selling you cigarettes at the casino.
How long did you live there?
For 3 months, yeah. So we were planning on leaving anyways. Like, I used to date a poker player. That's why I was in Vegas. We were going to leave anyways because he could only stay for 3 months. He's from Europe. I could stay a little longer. But so we were just, like, seeing if Vegas maybe would be, like, a second home for us because he was playing poker. So we would probably hop back and forth between, like, wherever in Vegas. But we were planning on leaving, and we already had our visas to go do another year in Australia. So it was like probably going to go to Australia and then maybe like move back to Europe and go back and forth between Europe and Vegas. This was like our thing. Sorry, I forget, what was the question? whatever. That's why I was there, and that's why. So maybe yes, if I was planning on leaving, or staying. Like essentially, it was like maybe we'll see if he can get in with sponsors or something there, and just see.
Work there?
I wouldn't have been allowed to work there. He could work there, but I wouldn't have been allowed to. But like when I was with him, I wasn't really working. I was living a good life.
Did you find him in Barcelona?
In Amsterdam. He's Dutch. I have his name tattooed on me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna be together forever. Have his name tattooed on me. He has his initials tattooed, or my initials tattooed on him. So we met in Amsterdam, and then we were dating when I was in Australia. He was in Barcelona because he moved to Barcelona. And then we were there together, then Vegas together. Then we were in Toronto and Oshawa together. And then, but it was very hard to be together during COVID because it was like, the government literally was like, no one's allowed to enter the country. So you're like, well, dating's tough.
Yeah. Is dating a poker player like dating a musician?
In what sense?
Like, did he have groupies?
Did he cheat on me? Yeah. Was that the question? Yeah, he fucked a lot. We were long distance, so we were like, kind of open. And then even when we weren't open, we were kind of open. So yeah. Did he have groupies for being a poker player? No, God, no. He was an online poker player.
Oh, shit.
So they're like losers. They have no groupies, but they are like degenerates in the sense that they drink a lot and fuck a lot of women, and they love to gamble even in their personal life. They take a lot of risks. But yeah, he just so he doesn't even do that anymore. He doesn't play poker anymore, but he was very good at it.
Did he settle down?
He's like back in school, I think, but he lives in Amsterdam again. So yeah, in a sense, I think he's very settled now, and I think like we were both in like a very like party transition part of our life. It is like, as you're sober as well, like I look back and it's like so hard to separate him from like drugs and alcohol, because it was like such a part of our relationship, I think. And like like I know there's like a part of him that I just like loved, but it's like, wow, like I really also loved drugs and alcohol. Like, and it's like it's just kind of hard to like know where one ends and the other begins.
I find like some people, my sister-in-law was once really upset about this age difference relationship because she knew this guy who was like, I think almost 60, and he was dating someone in her 20s.
Okay.
But he was also like a big time alcoholic, and he met her at a bar.
And
I was trying to explain to her, like, if you drink daily, like that's the most important thing to have.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, like if you're like having just like that like degenerate lifestyle in common is so much more powerful than age or location or job or anything.
And you could have everything in common technically on paper, but if one of you
is an alcoholic and one of you is not, that's insane. No, but that's like what you do when you're like an alcoholic. You just like look for someone that's gonna do that with you. Yeah. And then you're like, I love this person. And you're like, when really you just love alcohol.
I think sometimes there is one person in the relationship who's sober, and then I'm always curious, like, what do they have?
But that never lasts. Them? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's crazy.
If you have like a violent temper, then like you might end up with an alcoholic because they're the only person like tolerating you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, they're kind of getting abused by you as well. Yeah. Like if you're, if it's an alcoholic with someone who's like physically abusive, you're both abusing each other. Yeah. No, that is like. It is. I don't think I've ever seen that though, for that it's lasted where one person's sober and one person's an alcoholic. No, that doesn't last. That goes away pretty quickly. But you do see it where one person's like way worse and one person maybe drinks lightly, and that is like, that's really, that'll go on forever.
I went to rehab with this lady. She was the only like properly like elderly person with us, and her husband went to the doctor together to be like, we think we might have drinking problems. And they drank the same, like they drank every night together. And I think her husband might have drank a bit more than her. But she got classified alcoholic and he didn't.
Wow.
Because it's not how much you drink. It's like, I forget what it's based around, like, if you can maintain relationships.
Oh,
like, it's how destructive your behavior is. So you can be, you can be drinking the same amount as someone and one of you is and one of you isn't.
Interesting. Well, yeah, for sure. I guess. But then also it's just like, even if you can maintain relationships, but you're drinking like a fuck ton, you're just like, well, why? Like, why is that even happening? Because you do see, like, I feel like I was that person. Like, I wasn't really destroying relationships, but I was, like, heavily drinking and doing drugs. And, like, I think a lot of people were, like, not everyone, but a lot of people were like, you're great, like, when you're drunk or whatever. But it was still, like, destroying myself. Like, so, yeah. I don't know, like, it doesn't really matter, like, the amount. It was more like, I guess that is what you said. It was more like why I was doing it and what I was, like, hurting for myself.
And I just think, like, people who are drinking a lot, like, it really interferes with just having goals and
oh my god,
like, just growing your life. So you're sort of always, like, you can be a kind of light alcoholic or just heavy drinker, and it's just very, like, stagnating.
For sure. It is, like, so interesting to me, like, when, like, people that are heavy drinkers, like, get famous, and, like, I'm just like, how do you maintain that? Like, because it takes over your life, but, like, or, like, alcoholics become, like, very successful. And but that's, like, one of the things when I was drinking, I would always be like, oh, well, so-and-so drinks and, you know, they're this big singer or whatever. Like, so that could be me. But it's, like, not. It's so clearly not. And, but I do look at them and I'm like, damn, like, that must be so, like, exhausting to, like, party that much, but also be famous.
Well, I guess I think about it with people who tour for a living. Yeah. Just, like, because I felt like I was on tour. Like, just the trying to maintain all the time, and I don't understand how you're doing like, that and then you're living also here. Like getting on a bus, getting on a plane, actually touring, getting on a stage, and then I feel bad, like, because when Amy Winehouse was sort of, like, falling apart publicly, like, I thought it was pretty funny. Like, I don't know why, I remember just watching her performing drunk, and I think I just thought, like, oh, she's hilarious. Like, she doesn't
you're like,
care
that's
how
cool.
Drunk she is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because even, like, girls that, like, get addicted to pills or whatever, you're like, oh, they're, like, a party girl or whatever. But you're like, oh, no, they're dead now. Like, I guess that's the thing. Like, you do look at famous people and you're like, how do they maintain it? And then, like, a year later, they're dead. And you're like, oh, they don't. Yeah. Like, Avicii, R.I.P.
I guess you were a big fan.
Oh, a huge Avicii fan. Famously. No, he was very addicted to pills because he had, like, a thyroid thing or something, or pancreas or something. So he wasn't in pain then and got addicted to pills, but also was, like, breaking records for how many shows he would do in a year, which is, like, crazy. And then quit everything because he was so fucked up, and then eventually killed himself, which is very sad. Jesus. But I think it was, like, that combination of nonstop work and also being an addict just destroys you. And you do look at, but you're like, oh my god, Avicii parties, and they're like, he killed himself. Like, he's not doing okay. Amy Winehouse, she's dead as well. Like all of these people die. Like, I don't know.
But Rob Lowe is thriving.
Is he an alcoholic?
He's, like, been very, very... He's been sober for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
He's, like, one of those people who's, like, 30 years sober.
Right, and he, like, looks amazing and all that shit. Yeah.
He'll go on forever.
I know, that is the thing. Like, people that are sober look amazing. Like, their skin, so good. That is one thing that keeps me going. Like, I look at pictures of me at my heaviest drinking. Oh my God, my face, so bloated, disgusting. So that helps.
Yeah. And I think sometimes people don't have something that like pushes them to get sober, and then they just like hang on in like a slow, sad kind of way. Like Stephen King talks about how like his cocaine problem was so bad he had to get sober.
Yeah.
Which saved him from just being like a sad drunk who didn't produce a lot of work.
Right. Yeah, like hitting that rock bottom or whatever is like very helpful for some people. Yeah, I think for me too, actually. Like mine, like I don't know that I would have gotten sober because I'd like tried it a few times and like didn't really do it. But then like hitting a rock bottom and like just like weeping on my floor and being like, well, I guess this is it. Like,
yeah,
like I guess this is the moment that we get actually sober and like go to AA or whatever. Yeah. Like, so it helps.
I feel like my life was just so unfunctional. I had to get sober, but I was one of those people, like I didn't understand how people had a social life without alcohol. And I mean,
I still find it tough. Like, do you feel like your social life is better without like drugs and alcohol?
Like my social life at the end was bad.
That's true.
Because of the drugs and alcohol. So just like I wasn't in a sustainable situation. Yeah. Like I think I had a period when I was initially sober that was kind of dull, but I was okay with it because I was like 35 and I was trying to get my financial situation in order, and I just got into like corporate mode and like getting a lot of my fulfillment out of just like I'm meeting these milestones and like my to-do list, you know.
Yeah.
And then I think kind of like I ended up in stand-up because like that's sort of what replaced my social life.
Oh, okay.
As it was.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I was at my brother's like fake queer wedding the other day, and I was like, there's like a sex dungeon in the basement, and I'm like, I could really use some cocaine right now. You know, like I left because I was like, I can't be here sober. That's crazy. Like it was like a polyamorous wedding, and like they had a whole portion ahead of time that was just for like love and family, and they did cute speeches and everything. But as soon as like the dancing starts and like, yeah, people are going to fuck in the basement or whatever, I'm like, I mean, obviously I don't want to see my brother fuck anyways, but like even if I wasn't related to these people, I'm like, I can't be here. Like, I can't be around this behavior sober. That's insane.
But I think that kind of changes a bit over
like,
time.
You're in that sex dungeon. You're, like, begging a guy sober.
I just think, like, whatever you... Like, I think a few years into it, you have more fun.
I hope so. I find it... Do you find, like, fucking guys tough? I find it impossible. I
find, like, flirting and, like, really base level dating stuff is,
insane.
Like, a lot more intense.
It's so cringe, first of all. Doing anything sober, like, that's what I'm trying to talk about on stage now, is, like, doing anything with a guy sober is psychotic. Like, it's, like, actually crazy. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I should be blackout, and, like, you should be tricking me into a blowjob right now. Like, I don't even get... Like, I don't even get what's going on. Like, you're just in my house and we're not fucking. This is crazy. Yeah, like, guys are hugging me goodbye, and I'm like, I don't know what to. I'm just like, I guess I'll, and then we never fuck. Like, is that it? Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So I feel like I'm gonna have like the longest dry spell.
You will.
Yeah, it's awful. Like, I'm like, I would love to fuck. But then also all the sober guys that approach me that are, I don't want to fuck them because they're usually, I just like can't stand them. They're just not my type. I feel like maybe my type is still like a degenerate alcoholic party boy. So that's why I'm like in this weird no man's land of like all the people that should be my type are not my type yet.
Yeah. What about guys who are sober?
That's what I mean. Like I don't like them.
Like, but somebody who used to party?
That, it's like, again, like, we're getting closer. Like, that's nice. But I still find like I haven't had a connection with anyone like that. But maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Like, I have a fuck buddy right now who is still like in his party boy stage, I think. A little bit, and I'm just like, I don't want to see it. And like, when you're around me, I appreciate if you don't drink or do anything. Like, I never want to see this, so that's like nice. But I'm still like, so tell me about your weekend. What did you do? I'm like, and I don't want it, but I do find it's like attractive to me. Like a guy that's like getting into mischief still. But
it's hard, I think. Yeah, I want to say something positive, but it is really hard.
No, and I think I can see it slowly happening. Like, my taste is changing and I'm like growing, but it is like, oh, it's so brutal right now.
Have you been getting like obsessed with hobbies?
Yeah, I am in fucking Reebok and Lululemon right now. I'm gonna go to spin class after this podcast. I go to spin class every day. It's so ridiculous. I'm so into group fitness. That's my thing. I'm obsessed with it. I'm unironic. Like, I pretended it was, I'm like, it's a bit. It's not a bit. It's not a bit. I'm so into spin. But yeah, and like cold plunges and shit like that. Like,
the adrenaline and the endorphins.
It's like, yeah, for sure. Like, by the end of and like during spin, have you ever done spin class? Mm-hmm. Do you like it?
Bikes in general are not my thing, but they're
me
like
either.
They're okay. They're like second to running.
Okay. Oh yeah. So are you like the marathon-y type sober person?
Because I'm not competitive, and I also don't like suffering. I just like the rush from running, and I like that it's very easy. Like, I can just go outside and start running.
Yeah. So I'm not really, now I am, like, I bike a lot now, but I was never into biking. I moved to Amsterdam. I didn't even know how to ride a bike. Like, I had to learn there, which is crazy. But yeah, I for the longest time, I like didn't really like it. But when I started, I work at this gym now, and I really wanted to push myself to like, because spin class intimidated me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get into it. And now I'm obsessed with it. So I would say it's kind of like, you don't have to be into cycling to get into spin. Yeah. It's very much its own thing. But
I feel like it's still hard the way cycling is hard. There's like a strength component.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, there's like so many levels to it. I guess, yeah, if you aren't into that challenge, then it would be very irritating. But I'm like, so like, when I'm in class, I'm so competitive, and like, if someone is sitting ahead of me and they're like one level above me, then I'm like pushing myself to get to their level. Like, you get very competitive with the people around you in spin class, and it's like, it is like this crazy rush, like you said. Like, by the end of class, I'm usually crying. There's like, because the teacher will always like say some shit. She'll be like it's different ones, but where I go, they're very good. It's like very
they're motivating.
They're always giving you a speech at the end, and I'm just like bawling my eyes out. They're like, you showed up today. No one gets left behind. Like, we're gonna finish as a team. I'm weeping. They're like, if you only have 30% left and you give me 30%, that's 100%. Bawling my eyes out. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Every class I'm crying. So I love that. I love the speech at the end. But the teachers know me there too. Like, I work there as well, but they do know me as like, I just like all of a sudden, showed up and was obsessed with their classes. Yeah. I'm like, I'm here for it. Yeah.
Is it like do you feel like it's similar for people who go to church?
100%. Like, I call one of them, because she doesn't anymore, but she used to have a Sunday class, and I was like, oh, this is church, and it's Pastor Morgan, and she like loved that. But it truly was. It's like it's very much like a religious experience. Like, you're there for an hour, you're a little congregation, and you are just like, if you do it properly, you're just like pushing yourself the whole time to like achieve something that you like didn't really think you could. And then, yeah, afterwards you're just like have this like this elated sense of, you know, mood, self, whatever. So
were you a sporty kid?
No, I liked running as a child because I was so bad at like team sports. I was very small. Like
Really?
I hit puberty so late. I was like, my mom was very thin and small and hit puberty late, so then I did as well. I was in grade 10 when I got my period. Isn't that crazy?
Shit. Were you short?
I wasn't short, but I was really thin. So yeah, I was very, very thin, and I think that's why it came so late. Yeah, I got my period late, and then so I was always like kind of shit at like sports, and I was a late birthday as well. So I was just always the smallest in the class. So I hated having to like play soccer with like guys that were like twice my size and like ready to like slit my throat. Like every young boy is like screaming bitch at you because you like missed a kick or whatever. And you're like, I don't really need this.
I was a little small too. And I remember it wasn't every sport, but it was like, I didn't like anything with my arms because I just didn't have the strength of
I eventually like kind of got into volleyball a little bit, but that was like the only team sport. I did, but then I kind of like was like, oh, I like this now. Like once I got a little good at it, I was like, oh, when I was older, pretty much, I was like, oh, I can kind of contribute and be good at this. But yeah, being young, I hated just any team sport, so I liked running pretty much. That was it. Yeah, I liked running long distance.
Do you have other like kid hobbies that are coming back?
Oh, because I'm sober?
Yeah.
Not really. Like honestly, I just do a lot of comedy now. Like that I've kind of amped up a little bit. I mean, what else do I do more now that I'm sober? I think also like maybe even just like a little bit more care to my surroundings. So I'm like trying to like take care of plants and shit, and I did the show, so like I was doing like a little bit of acting, so that kind of stuff I would say is like more from my childhood. I was doing that.
Yeah,
that's come back, but other than that, not really.
Will you tell me about this show?
Yes. So I mean, you had Evan Wonderlick on here too. He got the grant the year before me, so I got this year's grant for Oshawa from Bell 5. So I had to make a show about Oshawa, so we made it. Me and Dave Luca wrote a TV show, and
Dave Luca is hilarious.
He's like doing this with him. I'm like, you are so talented. Like watching him write or act or direct or whatever, I was like, incredible. He's very talented and so funny. So yeah, we wrote a show about Oshawa. It's like about the Oshawa tourism department and trying to get people to visit Oshawa and our attempts to do so. It's a comedy. So it's going to come out next year. But yeah, we just like made it. We just finished last week filming it, and now it's in post. But it was like, yeah, it was just like incredible to like watch everyone like do their thing. Like even the camera guys, I'm just like watching. I'm like, this is fascinating. You are so clever. And they're just holding a camera. I'm like, how did you do that?
It's a lot of talent involved. Like so many people.
So much is involved. Like you just have no idea how many layers there are to everything. And ours was like the smallest production, micro production. And still, you're like, this is huge. This is incredible. Like, you can't even imagine. But then you hear about these commercials even that have, like, a $20 million budget. And you're like, what the fuck? You're like, yeah, I guess there's just, like, levels to everything. So we had a very small budget. And, like, but even with that, I was, like, so impressed with everything. I was like, movie magic. Like,
so you and Dave both wrote it?
Yeah, we wrote it together, and then he has a part in it, but he also directed it. And we worked with a production company, Combo Bravo, so they were helping us make it, and I'm starring in it as well. So we are creators and writers and a little bit of everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Monica's in it?
Monica's in it as well.
What does Monica play?
She plays herself, which is funny because we still auditioned everyone, but she just got the role, and we were like, yeah, because she's like, she's just a kind of like sarcastic, bitchy girlfriend character in it, and we're like, just don't even bother acting. Like, you're delivering the lines perfectly.
Well, I feel like everyone in stand-up has this sort of like persona that they are on stage. That's like an amped
for sure.
up them, so you can just write stuff for all the people you are.
Yeah, that's like kind of exactly what we did. Like, we had people in mind for each of the roles, but we still auditioned everyone and like put them up against actors, and we're like, no, like, I think the thing about comedians versus actors is comedians get the joke on a different level that actors don't. So an actor might be able to deliver a better performance, but they don't even get the joke that they're saying, which can be tricky, and that was like a big thing for us. We're like, they have to get the joke, like, so they'd be like auditioning, and like the way they're reading the lines, we're like, they're not putting the emphasis on the word that they should be, whereas every comedian, we didn't have to give them a single note about why this is funny or how to deliver it. So yeah, maybe their performances aren't as good, like maybe that could be improved, but we're like, it's a comedy, we need them to be funny. So that really won out in the end. It's just like never having to give a note about why something is funny. Yeah.
And I think you see that in like shows like The Office, where like they didn't go for like the
great actors or anything, for sure.
They got the comedic timing, and that's why that show is amazing.
Yeah, I think that's like the most important thing for a comedy, because you can see like when comedies are made with just actors, they suck. Like, they're awful. I mean, sometimes actors do have great comedic timing, which is like, you know, nice, but then sometimes they're like, oh, you ruined that line or that whole character.
And I think Judd Apatow was sort of like the epitome of like the director who really got that and like showed everybody like it is like, it's not just the actors, but it's also like the director respecting the actors, and I think he gave people a lot of space to like do their own. For sure.
Like, that is what I was really excited by as well when we're making this, is like, we gave everybody space to just be like, what do you think this character is, and how do you think they'd say this line? But even with camera guys, they were like, I think this shot would be really cool, and I like watched them go up against the director, who's like, we don't have time, and he's like, I think it's necessary, and they're like, okay, and I'm like, that's really kind of cool. There was like, everyone was just very good at their own thing and being like, I'm confident that this is necessary, or I'm doing it right, and you're just like, okay. Like, then, because it's like, once I was on set, I'm like, I was just acting. I wasn't like, oh, actually it should be like this. Once in a while someone would come over to me and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And I would be like, these are my thoughts, but again, you know, I'm not the final say. And they would take it into consideration. Same with actors. They were like, hey, I'm about to do this scene, and I think my character might be like really mad at you or wasted. Am I reading this correctly? And I'd be like, yeah. Or I'd be like, oh, maybe pull it back a bit or whatever. But for the most part, it was just like, what do you think the character is going through right now? And then that's how they would deliver it, which is like so much better than anything I could tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you feel acting?
I hated every minute of it. Oh, no, I liked it, but I also just felt like I was bad at it. Yeah. Like, I don't know if that's just like everyone goes through that, but like watching myself back, I'm like god awful. Like, I did, like, they would send me the dailies and I'm like, stop. I feel like I actually don't need to see this. This is none of my business.
Is the character close to your
kind of, but also kind of not. Like, that's the thing, is like, it is close to me, I guess, but like, I'm like playing myself in a way, but also like she's also very serious, and she's kind of like the heart of the show, so that was like, oh, I want to have the funny line, or I want to be the goofy one, or do a weird character. Like, Dave plays the most crazy character, which is like, looks so much fun, and then I'm like, and now I have to deliver this like sweet heartfelt speech, and I'm like, fuck this, right? Like, I want to do the goofy thing. So that was kind of like, maybe that's like something for me to take into consideration in the future, that it's like, I think I want to get way more in touch with, like, I was such like a goofy character driven child, and I'm like, I want to get in touch with that again, because like, I don't want to be like a serious actress or anything like that. I'm like, I want to do comedy and characters and be stupid and silly and weird. So I think I would love to, like, if I'm going to be doing more, I would love to do more of that.
Yeah.
Because that felt way more fun and natural. Like, even at one point, like, because when I was, like, acting, I was always like, I don't really know if this is it. And at one point, I was, like, on a bridge, and I just finished a scene, and then I just did a funny run back to the crew. And they're like, oh, we filmed the run, and we're going to use it in the show. Just because we thought it was funny. Yeah. And I'm like, that's when I feel like most like myself, when I'm, like, making people just, like, laugh doing something goofy. So I'm like, I want to do that. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, like, also, like, getting comfortable to the point of where you can just, like, insert that into whatever character you're playing, which I think people like Sam Burns was on the show, and he's, like, a master of that. Like, he's so good. Like, he's, like, truly one of the best comics in Toronto, I think. And, like, watching him work and, like, take his character and just, like, put so much of himself into it, even though it is, like, his character is, like, a white rapper in Oshawa whose dad is on city council, which is, like, obviously not Sam, but, like, he somehow just made every scene he was in, you're like, this is Sam. And it was just, like, so nice. Like, you're like, that's what I want to do. Like,
I think some people know more about what is funny about them, like, in what their range is. Like, maybe they've just done more improv, or they might be just somebody who goofs around more and does weird stuff, so they know what they bring. I feel like I don't
I think you learn that though, right,
as an actor, and it's weird trying to develop it at this age, because I'm missing, like,
no, it's so cringy. It's the worst thing in the world to be bad at acting in your 30s. It's horrible. You're like, I have to act drunk now, or I have to act silly. And then you're like, God forgive me for the performance I'm about to give.
It makes my advice to, like, my nieces and nephews weird. Like, don't stop playing pretend now that you're teenagers.
No, I am that person as well that's, like, shaking children, and I'm like, cherish it. I know, and I'm like, I'm like, don't worry what anyone thinks, just be yourself. And they're like, let go of me. That's me now, for sure. Even when I was traveling the world, like, in hostels, I was, like, in my late 20s or whatever, late 20s, and I'd, like, come across, like, a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old guy, and I'd be like, I was like, you don't know what you have. Look at me, I'm an old woman. I'm, like, shaking him, and he's like, oh.
Do you think you'll go back to that in the future, like, traveling?
I would love to. I've been thinking a lot about it lately, and I just, like, I think all the happiest, like, moments of my life I've been traveling or living abroad, and I just love it. I love it so much. I love, like, being thrown into a country and, like, not being good at anything and having to, like, adapt quickly and figure stuff out, and it's just, like, that's the thing that gives me life.
What was the hardest place to adapt to?
Definitely Amsterdam. Yeah, like, without a doubt. They're I'm Dutch. They're an evil people. They're truly the worst group of people in the world.
Carefully, because I'm not Dutch, but they are.
Go for it. They're white. You're allowed to say whatever you. They're white and rich. Like, say whatever the fuck you want about them. They're awful people. Yeah.
Serious in a way that feels punishing.
Like, it is. So them and Germans, you're just like, lighten the fuck up. They're awful. Yeah, they are, like, they're so serious. They're so rigid. And then they'll be like, we're the most liberal country. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're fucking not. Like, you're liberal in the sense that, like, yes, you technically don't throw people in jail for prostitution or weed. But, like, even that, you must do it in the way that they deem appropriate.
Yeah.
Which is not any fun at all. Like, I remember when we would get, if you would smoke weed in the street, you would get screamed at, which is crazy. You're known for weed. Like, that's crazy. But there would be, like, a few streets, like the touristy streets, where it was acceptable. Anywhere else, I was screamed at by Dutch people. And, like, even Dutch people are like, we smoke weed in our homes, Hannah. And I'm like, and they'll do that and then blow cigarette smoke directly into your face. And that's acceptable. Like, everything is, like, according to them, and it's like, this is acceptable and this is not. and like I will fucking scream at you if you disagree with me.
Yeah, it's like what do you call it when there's like, is it like strong social cohesion? Like everyone does things the same way?
Yeah, I would say they are obsessed. Them and Germans are obsessed with efficiency and with the law and bureaucracy. They love it. They love paperwork over there. That's a nice night for them.
Open a bank account.
Oh, okay. So this is why it was Nightmare Land. So when you move, this is specific to Amsterdam. When you move to Australia, by the way, you walk into a bank and say, do you guys mind if I bank here? And they're like, buddy, we're already done. they're like, write your name on a piece of paper and you got yourself a bank account. That's literally how to get a bank account in Australia. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you get anything in Australia, because they're a country of like travelers. You can just pick up and move anywhere and be like, do you mind if I work here? And they're like, take my bed. We're brothers now. That's how they work over there. They have their own issues. They're very racist, but they are very like chill when it comes to like, they're the opposite of bureaucracy. They're just like, let's leave the government out of this.
Yeah.
They actually, okay, weirdly enough, but they do have, they're becoming a nanny state in Australia. They're becoming a nanny state in Australia, I think, because there's so many people that are just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a surfer. So then they do weirdly have a lot of laws now coming in to try and protect them. So it's a weird mesh of like being like, haven't checked in with the government in 20 years, and them being like, you need a license to walk a dog. That's a real thing there. So it's like a weird world, Australia, but you can get around it. You can just be like, come on. And they're like, all right. So in Amsterdam, moved there, and I was told in Canada, they're like, don't get your visa now. Get it when you're there, because it's easier. And I was like, all right. So I go there. I have everything I'm sure I'm going to need. And I'm like, here for my visa. And they're just like, okay, like it might be 3 months. And I'm like, whoopsies. Didn't know that. And to get a visa, you need an address, if that makes sense. Everything in Amsterdam, everything in the Netherlands is tied to your address, because they have immigration issues and housing issues, lack of. So everything in your whole entire life is tied to your physical address. Now, if you grow up in the Netherlands, what you do is you use your parents' address and you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And your parents, so you pay taxes based on how many people are kind of like living in your house if you own a house. So it's called registered and unregistered. So I needed to be registered because I didn't grow up there. I need an address to do anything, to fucking do anything. I need an address. Whereas like my ex, he was registered at his parents' house and then renting an unregistered apartment, being like, we're not going to tell the government I'm here. I'll pay you way less because now your taxes aren't going to go up. If the government, and then sometimes people rat on each other and they're like, actually someone is living there, taxes go, a whole kerfuffle happens, right? So I'm fine. All you can find is unregistered apartments in Amsterdam. And I'm like, I need a registered one. I eventually end up finding one. I think I was paying, I want to say 900 euros for a bedroom, which is a lot. But so for me to get that now, so I have nothing. And I'm begging people. I was living somewhere unregistered. Now I'm begging people, let me live here because I need an address. And I'm like, please, anywhere that will be like, people are literally laughing at me. They're like, no. So everywhere when you go are like, do you have a job? Do you have a bank account? I'm like, no, because I don't have an address. I don't even have a fucking visa at this point. I need an address. So I can't get a bank account because I don't have an address. I can't get a job because I don't have an address and I don't have a bank account. And I don't have a visa. I can't get a visa. So it's all like tied into each other. So no one wants to give you an apartment if you don't have a job because that's crazy. They're like, you're a crazy person. To get a job, you need a visa and a bank account. And to get a bank account, you need an address. So literally you're stuck in a loop of not having anything until one of those like the people that eventually rented to me, I like literally showed them cash and was like, I have money. This is my bank account. Like, I promise I'll give it to you. I'm going to have a job. And they're like, okay, we trust you. So now I have that. So now that I have the address, I go get a bank account, I get a visa. And now that I have that, I can get a job. And then I'm in like the mix with everyone else. But that took 3 months for me to do. Yeah. And no one tells you that. No one's like, it's an impossible circle to break into. Like, it's psycho. And then everyone else was there. No one was there doing the visa I was doing. Everyone else was there from work. Everyone else. Like, I didn't realize, like, working holiday visas in Australia, tens of thousands of people are there doing them. You're all in it together.
Yeah.
In Amsterdam, I met one other person doing a working holiday visa.
Oh, shit.
Everyone else was like, oh, yeah, my job hooked me up with everything. Didn't do anything. I'm like, fuck you. Because they're like, yeah, just ask your job. I'm like, I don't have a job. I don't even know anyone here.
Yeah.
So it was very fun because I was like, you know, fighting for my life every day against Dutch people.
And
like,
then
yeah.
The reward was that you got to hang out with Dutch people.
The reward in the end, it is a magical city. Like, once you're in and you kind of like, I had this moment where I was like, oh, I just need to surrender. Like, because I was fighting like every day with the Dutch people, with bureaucracy, with their way of life. Like, like a hair appointment there takes minimum 3 hours, maybe 6. Like, everything is like so like weird there. Like, dinner, like you don't go in and rush and get dinner. Dinner's 3 hours and you go with your friends. And it's like, I was fighting everything so much. And then finally I was like, why don't I just try it their way? And it really like a weight was lifted. And I was like, all right, even if I think it's weird or I disagree with it, I'm just going to do it. And it ended up being very magical. And I think it taught me the lesson of like, just because it's not what you like, there can be 2 right ways to do something, essentially. And maybe this is how they wash their clothes and this is how I'm used to washing my clothes. But I'm like, let's just try it their way. And it might be weird, but it's still fine. So that helped a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a comedy.
I want to do that. Like, I really wanted to do, I pitched this to Belle. I wanted to do me, because I kind of like went through this horrible breakup with my ex and was like back in Oshawa. And I was like, I would love to go flip through time of me like being in the Netherlands, like learning everything, having this like, you know, party lifestyle, to being like single and back in Oshawa and like sober now or whatever, like back and forth. I think that's very funny, but they didn't like it.
It's probably just the wrong people to get behind you on it.
I think, Bell 5 is not the network that is going to support that show. They're like, actually, can you make one about Burlington and the waterfront and how hilarious that is?
Why is Oshawa so fucked up?
Great question. So it's kind of like the Detroit of Canada. It was where General Motors started, and so every time General Motors shuts down a factory or moves something to Mexico, then we are devastated. So that is why Oshawa is fucked up. So that kind of, I mean, it survived because it is the largest metropolitan east of Toronto. Is it too loud?
No, it's just blocking your face.
Oh. That's okay. I hate this side. Yeah, so it's like a big city east of Toronto, and it's like every time GM leaves, it's like devastated, and then GM comes back, they're like this toxic relationship with Oshawa, and they're like, just kidding, we're gonna employ you guys again, and we're like, oh my god, yay. And then like a year later, they're like, no, actually, we're gonna leave you for this girl in China or wherever.
Does it? It feels to me like there's a lot of people in comedy that are from Oshawa.
I think it's just like the East. Like, people might say Oshawa, but they might be like, well, actually,
it's funnier if you say Oshawa.
Oshawa's like a good punchline.
People are taking stories from Pickering and
I think so. And also, or they're saying I'm from Oshawa, and I'm like, are you though? And they're like, well, I lived there for a few years. I'm like, that's not the same as what I went through. So yeah, there's difference. I think that's why. But it is also just like, it's a dirty city. And it's like, there's a drug problem. I think a lot of people are on meth there. It's like, but then like compared to Toronto, it's not that bad. But I think it's just, it has like this grimy reputation, because it's also like a lot of white people, like teen pregnancy, meth, pajama pants, that kind of shit. So it's like, it's a funny thing to make fun of.
Yeah.
Whereas like Scarborough's just like, no, you'll just actually get stabbed or shot. Like, it's not that funny, you know?
White trash is so funny.
Exactly. I think that's why it's like a funnier punchline, is because it's like, yeah, like guys in like bandanas and like Echo jeans or whatever those massive jeans were. Where are you from?
I'm from London.
I thought so. Yeah, London.
Yeah,
but you started here.
Yeah, like I was here for a long time before I started doing comedy. Like I think I was like 26 and I moved here, and there was like a period of time when I was out west, but I've been in Toronto for most of my adult life.
Where out west were you?
Vancouver.
Interesting. I do love London because it's like feels like Oshawa.
It's so funny because growing up it was like a very white collar kind of city,
and it is not anymore.
And then our like, I don't know, our
what happened?
Fell apart.
It is like so grungy there. I love it.
Yeah, they built a mall downtown that killed
7 malls.
Downtown shopping. And then
what mall is downtown?
Galleria.
Is that the one that's empty?
Yeah. But it was
every time I'm there, there's like a Dollarama and open and nothing, even if that.
Yeah. They basically made a bunch of decisions that killed all the businesses in the downtown, and it became a very like suburban city. So everyone is just
so
operating
suburban
in their own suburbs.
Yes.
And there's really nice like places all over London, but if you go to a new city, you're gonna judge it by its core, and the
core is awful. Yeah.
Like
it is
a lot of homelessness and open drug use.
Yeah.
It's like I've had moments of great tragedy and comedy, like walking around my town, just being like, "This is our city." Like,
yeah, it's so similar to Oshawa in that sense. Like, cause if you're downtown, you're like, oof. But yeah, there are nice parts to it. But yeah, London, I love that. Like, yeah, you guys have 7 malls at least. Probably by the time this comes out, a few more. Like every time I'm there, you guys are like, we put up another mall. And you're just like, why? And they're like, I don't know. And it is, it's like a city of urban sprawl. And then, you guys will have like nice shit. Like you have schools and stuff, and you have the university. But Oshawa's the same.
It's a great place if you want to like have a nice house and nice stuff, but
I think so. Go. It's like, I think it's like,
if you like shopping and being at home,
if you love a movie theater, and like the most like art you'll get out of that is like some lady selling crafts at the covered market. Like that's the art scene in London. And if you're into like fudge, go to London. If you're into fudge or fentanyl, I say London, move there immediately. And you have your pick for sure. But yeah, it's like, I do think it gets a bad rep, but I'm like, every time I'm there, I'm like, kind of nice. Like you can get a good brunch, or you can like, I don't know.
Come for the brunch, stay for the fentanyl.
Stay for the fentanyl for sure. And it's so easy to find. There's always like 4 people each in their own sleeping bag, like downtown, just like sitting around with a pit bull, and you're like, okay. Do you guys mind if I use the sidewalk as well? Like, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, everyone has a sleeping bag in London. Like, in Oshawa, we're the pajama pants teen pregnancy, but you guys are, like, fentanyl sleeping bags. It's, like, it's so nice to see. And the covered market, like, truly, like, the characters that are in there, because it is, like... Yeah, it's like 2 sisters that are like, we have a new recipe for fudge this week. It's cotton candy bubble gum, and like beside them is a person missing like an arm and like has blood dripping down their leg. And you're like, and what are you doing here? They don't speak. They're nonverbal.
Yeah, I think the special talent is to keep going as if everything's normal
it's psycho.
while like human failure and decay like closes in on you.
It's so weird because like someone will be like, I go to every time I'm in London, I go to the Covered Market because it is like close to the Yucks that I perform at. So, but I'm also just obsessed, and every time I'm there, I'm getting and I love it because it's like everything's cheap compared to Toronto.
Oh yeah.
So it's like $4 for a coffee. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm getting a little baked good. They have amazing baked goods. And then someone will pass by and they'll be like, oh my God, great set last night. You're like, oh, it feels like so like small town. And then someone else will pass by and scream in my face. and they've filed all their teeth to a point. And you go, okay. You go, were you also at the set last night?
That's the charm of
That's the charm of London, yeah. I truly, like, every time someone's like, I'm from London, I'm like, oh, I love London. I do. I love it. Oh, so good.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for being on.
Oh my God, already? Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug?
I guess like stay tuned for Destination Oshawa. That's what it's called. If you even know how to use Bell 5. Like most people, they're like, where is it, Bell 5? And they're like, that's the internet, Hannah. Like, it's also a platform. They're like, that's the type of cable that my internet comes in on. It's a platform by Bell. So if you or like a grandparent happens to have Bell 5, just start watching that next year. Most people that's what people say. They're like, I think my uncle might have that. And then also I'm on the Comedy Records compilation album, which you can find everywhere. It was so much fun. Monica's on it as well. Menti Breaky, stay tuned. That might be coming back. So all of those things, please. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is great.